right. So let's just settle into our meditation posture. My guess is everyone else is either at the center or exhausted from being at the center. And let's just try and bring your mind to the same place your body is. And check your posture. So if you're sitting up at a desk, feet down on the floor in a parallel position, sits bones raised, hands in the meditation mudra. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can put a couple of cushions underneath either knee if you've got tight hips. And just imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, so stretching from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head. Shoulders align with the hips. Head slightly tipped forward, eyes down. Tip of the tongue and the roof of the mouth. Relax the jaw. Bring the mind to the crown of the head. And relax the scalp and the forehead and the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. Relax the back of the head, the scalp. Relax the ears, the inner ears, the temples, the jaw, the back of the tongue, back of the neck, shoulders. Allow the shoulders to drop down, shoulder blades. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly. And limbs, hands, fingers, and feet and toes. And just bring your mind to the breath. And notice what's going on. And just allow it to arise. Then see what's going on in your soundscape. So if there are any sounds in your environment, just allow them to be there. Be aware of them. Try not to follow them or engage. Just be aware they're there, then bring the mind back to the breath. And then notice again what thoughts are arising. Just allow them without judgment, without criticism. And then allow them to arise and to flow, and then just let go. Try not to follow a story. So we can put ourselves on the bank of our river. Just watch this river of mental moments flow on by. And then we're kind of free. So let's bring to mind some people of our life. Our beloveds, our loved ones. The people we don't have such a great connection with, and then there's those strangers in our life. Think that they're all equal. They wish to be happy and they wish to avoid suffering. And in having this incredible capacity for this enlightened mind. So then we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings, and for ourselves. We're moving along our spiritual path very slowly, very gradually. So this purification meditation, we just remember that there is no negativity that cannot be purified. So we create negativity with our mind, so we can change it by creating positivity with our mind. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day and in this life and in all past lives, and think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. When we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we ourselves will experience. So logically, it makes sense that, therefore, to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger and attachment and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, our delusions. So think again, I'm sick of this suffering, and then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So we take refuge here. We turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, Vajrasattva, who has the methods we can use to purify. And it's not that we're asking this higher power to forgive us, to take our pain away. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods, his medicine. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. And you can also imagine this is your teacher, your Lama, your guru, however you see them manifesting in this aspect for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And this lotus, although born out of mud, is untainted by that mud, just like our enlightened potential, born out of our delusions, yet untainted by them. He has this beautiful, radiant white face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, so the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think for all those people maybe you have harmed, and just develop a sense in your mind for them to be free from suffering. And then think of those who have harmed you. And although this is a little bit more difficult, maybe think that because of the harm they've caused you, remember this, they will experience suffering in the future. So have compassion for them because of that. So here we come to the power of the remedy. And this is the actual medicine, the practice of purification. So we're using mantra recitation and visualization. So imagine, first of all, purification of the body. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, very forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebala Sutokaya Mebala Supokaya Mebala Anarakta Mebala Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sutam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebala Sutokaya Mebala Supokaya Mebala Anarakta Mebala Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida me bawa, sutokaya me bawa, sipokaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Siddham shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, Sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dida me bawa, sutokaya me bawa, sipokaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, Sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, Dida me bawa, sutokaya me bawa, sipokaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, Sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, Dida me bawa, sutokaya me bawa, sipokaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Siddham shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, Sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, Dida me bawa, sutokaya me bawa, sipokaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Siddham shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, Sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So be delighted that all the harm you have ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And so next is a purification of speech. And again, Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, which overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, Dida me bawa, sutokaya me bawa, sipokaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Siddham shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, Sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, Dida me bawa, sutokaya me bawa, sipokaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, Sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, Dida me bawa, sutokaya me bawa, sipokaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, Sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, Dida me bawa, sutokaya me bawa, sipokaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, Sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, Dida me bawa, sutokaya me bawa, sipokaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, Sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dinapatita, Dida me bawa, sutokaya me bawa, sipokaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, Sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Tita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Sipokaya Mibawa Anurakta Mibawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And next is the purification of mind. And imagine Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and switch on a light. The darkness in the room is instantly dispelled. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your depression and anxiety and attachment and grasping and neediness and getting upset with people and anger, bitterness and grudges, and jealousy, all of this instantly dispelled by this light and this mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified. And think there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And so this time imagine Vajrasattva sending light and nectar. And as we've been doing, you can do a couple of mantras each and visualize for the body, speech, and mind, as we've just done. Or just imagine light and nectar pouring in for the whole of the 7 mantras. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Tita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe. So now really try and feel completely purified. Just imagine, act as if. So how it would feel as if there was not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream, completely gone. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment are gone. So now we come to the power of resolve, the fourth step. It's a really crucial one. This is the determination to not harm, to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. And without this decision, determination, we have to decide. When we do anything, we have to decide. I'm going to the shops. I'm going to Nepal. I'm going to lead a meditation. I'm going to attend a meditation. So we make a decision about everything we do. So without making a decision, we're going to keep doing the same old things over and over again. So this determination, this aspiration to refrain from harming, it's kind of like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. So as Rinpoche says, everything exists on the tip of the wish, the aspiration. And so we may have some habits that are easier for us to get on top of than others. So we think kind of carefully about the things that we're finding easy to get on top of, and then maybe start trying to work on some of those things that are a little bit more difficult. And give yourself a timeline, whether it be for a day, a week, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. And give yourself space to try something new, encourage yourself, rejoice when you make even tiny little progress. And so this determination to not do again is what gives us the strength to change. And imagine, to conclude, Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my Guru's body, speech and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE Used to call that union oneness. And next, Rinpoche recommends meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creative negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can also think that perhaps the way things are appearing to me right now may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So we can do our long life prayers for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world. To the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. O tub shul chang shin jam gon Galloway, Tenzin Kyong pel away. Kunza dog porze, chog sum kurwe leg mon to drum, pa dog sog dulje, kondu jab ten shog. Lama Ursul, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into the family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And Vikashishara, a beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Thank you so much, everybody.